You have it together in every single area of your life except for food. And it drives you absolutely bonkers because you're like, why can't I be so successful in so many areas of my life? I have a great relationship. I have a great career. I show up to work on time. I work out no problem. I can get up early. I can do my morning routine. I can work out. But this whole food thing, why can't I control myself? And this is where you start to think, what's wrong with me? Am I broken? I don't understand. Like, there must be something that is wrong with me because I can eat pretty much healthy all day. I, can do all these amazing things in my life. It looks like on the outside, I have everything together, but then come 9 o'clock in the evening, I'm shoving cereal and cookies and ice cream down my throat. Like, it is literally going out of style. And I remember feeling this way in 2018. So 2018, this was 3 years after Andrew and I started dating. And all I thought about was food. And I didn't really understand because at the time I was actually a health and fitness coach. I was a personal trainer and I loved eating healthy. I would get up super early. It'd be like 5 a.m. I'd be doing my morning routine. I would go for walks every single day. I would go to yoga like multiple times per week. I had a great relationship with Andrew, amazing family life. But I couldn't understand why I just had no control around food. Like, why was it so easy for me to be successful in all these other areas of my life? But food, it felt like a switch went off in my mind and I couldn't just say no. Like, I would be driving home from work and in my mind, I was already thinking about the foods that I was going to binge on. Like, I know I'm going to regret it, but I know it's also going to taste really damn good. I know I'm going to wake up tomorrow bloated and full, but it was like my one form of pleasure. And as much as I liked it, I hated it. So I also had like this like love-hate relationship with food and binging where I knew I would regret it. I knew how bloated it made me feel. I knew how it impacted my relationship with Andrew, my mental health, because all I was thinking about was food and calories and what I was going to eat next. Did I eat too much? Should I have eaten that? Maybe I should have made a healthier choice. Like, food was just on my mind 24/7 and it drove me absolutely bonkers. And what I started to think was maybe I didn't have enough willpower. Maybe I didn't have enough motivation. And this is what so many people who are high achieving women, just like you, who have it all together in every single area of your life, except this whole food thing, you start to think, I'm just not motivated enough. I don't have the willpower. I've heard this countless times and I even said this to myself. I don't have willpower to not eat the cookies at night. I just don't have the willpower to just walk away and say no. I don't have the same level of motivation as you do. But it was so messed up because I felt like I was a motivated person. Growing up, I felt like I had to put in a lot of effort for a lot of things. Going to school, I couldn't just show up to class and then get straight A's. I had to go to class, I had to come home, I had to study my booty off to then get good grades. In dance lessons, I had to practice. Like, I'm talking like 4 hours a day to get a good score in dance lessons. So I was so used to putting in effort. And you hear from the media, right? Like, if you want to be successful in any area of your life, work harder, push harder, do more. Come on, you just got to work hard, more motivation. Come on, be more disciplined, use more willpower. You got this. And so I was using that, trying to heal my relationship with food. Come on, Lorna. Wake up on Monday. Okay, this time I'm actually going to stick to the plan. I am so motivated. Of course, first thing on a Monday morning. Of course, after one of the worst binges of your life and you're so full and you're so bloated. I remember after I ate so much, I would literally be on my phone scrolling on social media, looking at people who are in these amazing bodies, being like, I'm motivated. Like, let's go. We're going to get our shits together. This is the week. We're not going to binge. As if you can just like snap your finger and just like magically not binge that week. If it was that easy. Or I would scroll back at old photos of myself and remember how good I looked. And I'm like, that's the motivation. I remember even putting like myself on my background of my phone to be like, come on, be motivated. And I tried to be more motivated. I tried to pull on willpower. Like I tried so freaking hard. But no matter what, I would always slide. No matter what. It's like I would literally be good all day. And then something made me anxious and I'd be in the pantry. Somebody would, make a triggering comment, or, I would, miss a workout. And next thing you know, I was in the pantry. Or I would be good all week. I'm so proud of myself. I ate healthy. I did so good. And then all of a sudden, I would just be stuffing my face until I was so full. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you? And maybe you've had this experience too, where you're like, what is wrong with me? And it starts to make you believe that like there's something wrong with you. And then you start to have so much shame. How can I walk into the office when all of my coworkers look up to me? They're the ones asking me for advice. All of my friends look at me and think I'm so disciplined. You're such a hard worker. And you're like, if only they actually found out what was happening behind closed doors. And that makes you feel like a fraud. It makes you feel like the external reality of how people see you doesn't match how you feel internally, and it's exhausting. I felt like I was putting on this front where like everybody would tell me, Lorna, you're so motivated, you're so disciplined, oh my God, you love working out, oh my God, da 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 da. But I'm like, if only you knew, like this dirty little secret that I was holding on to. After we got back from the restaurant, and what you saw was I was so quote unquote disciplined eating a salad, but what you didn't see was as soon as I got home, I binged on 5 cookies, 15 dates in almond butter, a box of cereal, standing up, out of control. And that has to be one of the most frustrating feelings. Because it feels like you're putting on this front. I felt like I was putting on this front. And I was so exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally every single day because I didn't feel like the real me. I feel like I was in autopilot mode. I was powerful in my career, powerful in my relationship, powerful in my health, in so many areas of my life, and I was powerless with food. And often carrying around so much shame, again, makes you think something is wrong with me, right? It's like, what the heck is wrong with me? Nobody can find out. Nobody can find out this dirty little secret. So then you feel more shame. And you start like walking on eggshells, like, oh my gosh, like if anybody ever found out that like I was this driven person who was successful in my career, if my coworkers find out and they're the ones who come to ask me for advice and they find out, or like my husband finds wrappers at the end of the trash can, if he actually finds out that I was like eating in my car, or he walks in on me, like I can't even imagine. So you're holding on to shame. You're thinking that something is wrong with you. And I'm here to tell you, there is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You are definitely not lacking willpower, because binge eating is not about willpower. It's not about a lack of willpower, a lack of motivation, a lack of discipline. Binge eating is a habit that's been deeply ingrained into your brain. Now, the best part is that what has been wired into your brain can be rewired. And when I started understanding that binge eating was this habit loop that's been ingrained into my brain, I'm like, holy, like this makes so much sense. Because when I thought to the first time that I started binging until like the 25 millionth time that I had a binge, it felt like progressively my urges were becoming stronger. It was harder for me to not give in to the urges. It became harder for me to say no. And so instead of me thinking that means that I'm broken and something's wrong with me, I started to realize, wait, a habit. The more times you do something, the easier it is to do it, aka the harder it is to break. So, okay, this is all a habit. Okay, I'm not broken. Okay, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't need to try harder. I need to rewire my brain because this is a habit loop. And this started to click. It's like a glitch in the brain. And I was like, okay, makes sense. Because I tried everything. I've tried the intermittent fasting, and what that did was that made me literally eat for a family of 6 at dinner time right before 7 o'clock when I tried to close the kitchen, and I would end up eating an entire bag of coconut clusters with my husband on the couch anyways at 9 p.m. I tried the macro tracking, and all that did was made me literally think about food so much more. I felt like I was like this mathematician. You guys, I use my fingers to do math. I don't want to be thinking about math all day, right? I've done the meal plans, the tracking, and I couldn't stick to anything. So this all made so much sense of like, okay, so I'm not broken. There's nothing wrong with me. I don't need to try harder because, man, I was trying so freaking hard. I was like, I want this badly. Like, I want to stop binge eating. It's destroying my life. It's impacting my intimate life. I'm snappy. I'm irritable. I'm so disgusted in my own skin. I feel like a fraud every single day showing up to work with a smile on my face when little did people know, like, I'm still full from how much I ate last night. And I was like, okay, like, this makes sense. This is a habit. Okay, I just need to rewire my brain. I don't have to, like, try harder to not give in to my urges. Like, I need tools. I need to become less impulsive. I need to actually work on my relationship with food. I need like tools to dissolve this urge. I need like an urge dissolver instead of just like trying like white knuckling, like, come on, you got this. I needed to actually become less impulsive with food and rewire my brain. And this is when I created the Root and Rewire process that has helped me become 6 years binge free. It's also helped hundreds of clients become binge free as well too, because you cannot stop binge eating by the very thing that's creating it, aka restriction. You cannot stop binge eating by the very thing that's creating it. More rules, more pressure. I tried whole foods. Let's just try. Lorna, if you're binging on processed foods that make you feel like crap, just don't eat them. I tried that. I literally, when I was living with my parents years ago, I said, do not buy these dried mangoes, do not buy these bagels, do not buy these coconut clusters, because I didn't have control. Don't buy the granola. And I try to just eat the whole foods, because maybe I thought, like, if I just eat more whole foods, then that would automatically stop my binge eating. But all that did was make me think about all the foods that I wanted so much more. And then when I had the dried mangoes, I would finish an entire bag in a day. I would have like coconut clusters straight from the bag, standing up until my stomach was about to burst. And then that made me feel even more out of control. And so you cannot stop binge eating by the very thing that's actually creating it. More rules, more restriction, more pressure. You actually need to rewire your brain. And so all of this started to make so much sense. I started shifting my relationship with food. I started practicing not giving into my binge urges. I started releasing the shame that I was this disciplined person who couldn't figure out this whole food thing. I started letting go of the shame. And I started to take my power back. Instead of thinking something's wrong with you, you're broken, I just started to say, there's a glitch in my brain. There's just a little glitch in my brain. But what has been wired can be rewired. And I started to get excited. And I want you guys to get excited. Because when you think you're broken, it feels like there's no way out. Maybe you've been told this, right? Like, you're just addicted to food. You just love food too much. You just got to keep those trigger foods out of the house. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to keep trigger foods out of the house. You don't need to spend years in therapy when you've had a good childhood. You don't need to be on another meal plan that's going to make you think about food so much more. You don't need to follow more rules that is literally creating these urges that are going to make you more impulsive with food. You need to actually rewire your brain out of these habitual loops because binge eating is a habit, period. The more times you do something, the harder it is to break. You give into an urge one time and you're like, I promise this will be the very last time. And then tomorrow comes and you're like, oh, no, for real this time. This is going to be the final last time. It's never the last time. It's one more time. Why? Because if you keep engaging in a behavior, that behavior becomes harder to break. It becomes a habit. But the good news is that when you have the proper brain-based techniques, you can rewire your brain out of these habitual cycles. So after going through this process and going from literally thinking I was broken, I was the exception, having this love-hate relationship with food, feeling out of control with food, to being over 6 years completely binge-free, I've developed my Root and Rewire process. And I want to walk you through this process. And if you give me 30 days, I'm going to walk you through this entire process so that you too can stop feeling broken. You can stop feeling like I can't trust myself and actually become completely neutral with food. Can you imagine just like having cookies in your pantry and going an entire week and forgetting that they were even there? That happened to my client last week on our coaching call with granola. She's like, I had granola in my pantry and it was an entire week. I literally forgot that I was even there. And that would have never been a thing. If she had it in the house, she would eat it. It would be gone. And so I'm running the 30-day challenge to rewire your brain to stop binge eating. Now, every single day, I'm going to give you a brain-based tool, a brain-based technique that is going to help you become less impulsive with food. All of this is done without trying harder, without more motivation, without more willpower. Again, without years of therapy, without keeping sugar foods out of the house. You are going to have clear action steps. If you are like this driven, ambitious person, you're not here to like sit on the couch for 10 years that you don't have and like just talk about this. You're like, well, tell me what to do. Like, I remember going to therapy. I only did 3 sessions and we didn't do anything. Like, we just talked. And I was like, okay, but like, what do I do? The next time I feel an urge, like, what do I do? And I was like, well, how stressed are you? How are your relationships? And I wanted to pull my freaking hair out of my head because I'm like, I'm going to leave this place and I'm going to go home and I'm going to want cookies and I still don't know what to do. So I'm like, well, what do I do? So every single day, you're going to have clear action steps, whether this is a tool to help you to not give into your urge, whether this is, you are super stressed out and you just want to use food for comfort at the end of the day. You're going to know what to do instead of how to actually relax in the evenings without using food for comfort. Maybe you've just overeaten, and that is the biggest trigger to keep on eating when you're already full. It's like, I already feel like shit. I'm already bloated. Let me just keep on eating. I'm going to help you break out of that all or nothing mentality and really design this program, this 30-day challenge is designed to help you become less impulsive. So you can have cookies in the house and forget that they're even there. You can go out for dinner with your husband and actually make memories, laugh, have an amazing time without staring at the freaking bread basket the whole time or mentally calculating the macros inside of your head. You can actually show up to work with a smile on your face, not a fake smile being like, if you only knew my dirty little secret. It's like you actually feel confident and certain in yourself because you're not holding on to this dirty little secret. It doesn't feel like you're living a double life anymore. So 30 days, daily audio trainings, daily brain rewiring techniques to help you become less impulsive with food. 30 days. These are tangible. Like, I'm telling you, you can go implement something the moment you listen to a training, and you can go implement it. And instead of going to bed feeling so full with your hands over your stomach, telling yourself, I'm never going to do that again, you're going to go to bed feeling proud, light in your body, waking up full of energy to crush your workout instead of missing it and feeling like your leggings are digging into your stomach. So, daily audio trainings to become less impulsive with food. You're also going to get a weekly training with me. I'm actually going to break down this Root and Rewire process in real time. We're actually going to get to the root of your binge eating because the truth is, if you actually want to end these cycles, not just for 30 days, but like for the rest of your life, you have to do things sustainable. You have to actually get to the root of your binge eating and rewire your brain. So I want to walk you through this entire process, and there's going to be different themes each month, like building up self-trust, normalizing trigger foods. Imagine not getting this like emotional charge around trigger foods. Like, I can't eat them. I can't trust myself. I can't bake, but actually just like feeling like completely neutral. It's like, the brownies can be there. You can be at a social event and you can be in conversation and like there's a bunch of sweets in front of you and you just don't even feel anything. Like, that's the goal. The goal is to become so neutral around food. Like, food is like the least interesting part of your day. It's like, yeah, you enjoy food, you love food, but it doesn't have this like emotional charge to you anymore. So I'm going to walk you through that entire process. So daily audio trainings to become less impulsive with food, weekly trainings where I'm walking you through this process that literally helped me go from thinking I was broken, I was the exception, having no control, eating super healthy all day, losing it at 9 o'clock at night, feeling so much shame, feeling like I was living a double life, feeling like this fraud who can be so successful in every single area of her life except this whole food thing, to being over 6 years binge free. And I'm going to help you release the shame, become less impulsive, and actually feel as powerful as what people see on the outside. Instead of what people see on the outside is like this powerful, ambitious person, and internally you're like, I'm this freaking fraud because I have no control with food. You're gonna feel just as powerful around food as you do in every other area of your life. The best part is you're gonna be around other badass women who actually get you. You know, no more like your partner's going to tell you, well, just don't buy the chocolate. Or a friend is going to be like, yeah, I overeat too. Ha ha ha. And you're like, that's the most frustrating thing. Like, don't say that to me. So 30 days, daily audio trainings to become less impulsive with food, a weekly training with me, someone who's over 6 years binge free. I've literally gathered all the information to help hundreds of my clients. I've gone through this process myself. And I'm walking you through this proven Root Rewire process that doesn't require more motivation, keeping sugar foods out of the house, distracting yourself, but actually rewiring your brain so the urge, it just dissolves. Like, you don't feel that impulse anymore. You don't feel that urge anymore. You're neutral around food. The food noise has diminished. And so every day you're going to become less and less and less and less and less impulsive with food. So the daily audio trainings, the weekly trainings on my Root and Rewire process, and you're going to free up so much space inside of your mind. You're going to get back to feeling like yourself again. You're going to get back to feeling like the powerful, ambitious, high-achieving woman that you know you are without holding on to so much of the shame that you are holding on to essentially every single day. So this 30-day challenge is kicking off on May 25. However, if you join now, you are going to get access to a bonus kick-off training that's going to actually help you set yourself up for this 30-day, because it's really easy for like a 30-day challenge to be like, I'm so motivated at the beginning, but then how many times do you fall off? Or how many times do you your day gets flipped upside down and then you feel like all of your progress is ruined? We're going to get out of that all or nothing pressure cooker mindset and actually allow you to have a plan that feels realistic, a plan that feels doable, a plan that feels sustainable for the rest of your life, so that you can actually turn your binge-free days into binge-free months without reverting back into old habits. So that is, if you join now, you'll get access to that bonus kickoff call so that you can actually have a realistic plan going into this. And I'm fired up. So if you resonate and you're like, yes, I feel like I have it all together in so many areas of my life except this whole food thing, and I feel like I'm just thinking about food so much every single day, and like I feel so much shame, like nobody can find out about this like thing that I'm doing, and like as soon as the house goes quiet, you're just like in the pantry, like stuffing food down your throat, and you're like, I don't want to be this isn't me. I don't want to be living a double life. I don't want to be on autopilot. This is who I've created this for. So if you want to be able to learn how to stop giving into your urges, if you want to free up mental space in your mind, if you want to actually be the person who gets your brain back, who trusts yourself around food, who's completely neutral around every food, chocolate, cookies, whatever can be in the house, and you're just like, Oh yeah, I forgot that I had that in there. Oh, I forgot. I literally bought those cookies 3 weeks ago. You're so neutral. This challenge is for you. So to get access to this challenge, you can message me the word rewire. Because this is a 30-day challenge where I'm teaching you my root and rewire process to rewire your brain to stop the binge eating cycle. So message me the word rewire and you will get access to this 30-day challenge. This is going to be one of the biggest challenges that I've ever ran yet. There is so much intentionality towards this, and I'm just fired up for you to be around other people, for you to stop feeling like you're broken, for you to stop thinking something is wrong with you, for you to stop being like, I just need to try harder. You don't need to try harder. Like, that is exhausting. Waking up every single morning being like, this is the day, I got this. You can be using that brain space to be more present with your children, to be more present at work, to actually be living your life. You don't need to be putting all of that energy towards food. Your life is way too precious for your day to be consumed by how much you ate, if you did good enough, if you should have had that cookie. Like, you deserve to get your brain back, your mental space back. And that is the focus of this 30-day challenge. So go ahead, message me, rewire, and I will send you over the details. Every single person who joins this challenge is going to get their brain back. Every single person inside of this challenge is going to become less impulsive with food, and I cannot wait to support you inside. So message me rewire, and I will see you guys inside of the 30-day challenge to rewire your brain to stop binge eating. All right, you guys, have a beautiful rest of your day, and we will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.